Hello everyone, for today's video I have a moveset based around the most inexpensive moves that you can buy in Xenoverse 2. Now this was suggested by Alpha Diamond Z, so if you guys have any moveset theme suggestions for yourself, please feel free to leave them in the comments and the best ones will be used for future videos. And of course, if you are new to the channel and you do enjoy these videos, then consider subscribing as that really does help me out quite a lot. Now going into the moveset, I honestly can't remember how much these attacks cost. But we have for our 4 supers, Bending, Kamehameha, Cross Arm Dive, Sledgehammer and Backflip, and for our 2 ultimates we have the Full Power Angel Wave and Vacation Delete. Turn Retreat as our evasive, and he said I could use any transformation I wanted to, so of course I went for Super Saiyan. I also decided to use the cheapest clothing and super souls and accessories and stuff like that. So for our clothing we're using the default uniform, which if you guys remember and if you played Xenoverse 1, it was the default outfit for male Saiyans and I believe for male humans as well, I'm not too sure but I think it was, and those cost 400 Zeni per piece, which that's very cheap. For our super soul we're using the so your power level is 5 skull, which I think was 1000 Zeni, and that doesn't do anything apart from changes your Ki Blast to the Bomb Ki Blast. I'm also using a Scouter because if you use the blue, red, green or purple Scouter, those just cost 500 Zeni each, which again that's pretty cheap. But given it's a Scouter, you know, it's something to be expected. I believe I'm using the red one, which is what Frieza uses, even though the red and the purple look almost identical. Like they're both purple, so it's a bit weird. And for the QQ Bang, I decided to mix 2 pieces of the uniform outfit, which I believe I mixed the top and the bottom pieces. And I believe I mixed those with either the Energy Shard or the Aura Shard items. I can't remember which one I used, but the Aura Shard, Energy Shard, Guard Shard, Antidote Drop and the Shape Up Drop each cost just 50 Zeni each, but given them pretty useless, again that's to be expected. So, but I did make the cheapest in terms of Zeni, QQ Bang, and as you can see the stats that I have on it are just absolutely awful. So going into the first fight, some of these fights are playing matches and ranked battles and some of them are with limitations on and off. I can't remember which one is which, but this one is a ranked match with limitations off, so I'm level 85 and my opponent is level 82 I believe, as you just saw. He turned Super Saiyan 3 from the very beginning, not really going to help him too much because I've already broken his guard. He's running the ×20 Kaioken Kamehameha, Dragon Burn, no sorry that's later, the ×20 Kaioken Kamehameha, the Time Skip Evasive and Dragon Fist. So it does tell me that he's a strike character, but again because he's got Super Saiyan 3 so it makes sense to think that he is. He went for his evasive there and I really don't know why, and he went for the time skip there. Like he's kind of running a time skip themed moveset, which yes, those attacks are pretty good, but you have to admit, most of the time they're a bit of a gimmick moveset. I think he just went for the jump spike there by hitting with the Bending Kamehameha, which I thought was very nice. Went for it again there, completely missed. Well, he didn't miss, it just went straight through him, which, okay. Yeah, he goes for the jump spike again there. But the outfit that I'm using is actually, technically speaking, the first Burcol Xenoverse outfit that I ever had. Like going back as far as the Xenoverse 1, the first Xenoverse 1 network test, which was the Japanese one, because in the network test back then, you could only pick a male Saiyan or a female Saiyan and a Namekian, like only for the network tests. Of course, when you got the game, you could pick all 5 and all the genders, but if you were a male Saiyan, you had to use the default uniform, which is just called a uniform, and you could change the colours, and I think this is what I used, like apart from the Scouter, but yeah, this 4 is a very nice kind of a throwback, but I do go for Super Saiyan 3 here because he's Super Saiyan 3. And I didn't notice this at the time, but he's also running the God of Destruction's Anger, so I do need to be very careful about that. But I think it's in either this fight or the next fight or against another guy where, yes, Super Saiyan 3 is the strongest transformation in terms of melee damage, but with that being said, if you use it in a rough situation, then you're probably going to do more harm than good because, yes, you do get a massive damage increase in terms of your basic attacks, like your melee damage, but most of the time, well not even most of the time, it just depends on the situation, your playstyle and your opponent's playstyle and their habits. It's sometimes not worth it given how absolutely awful the ki and stamina recovery is, but especially the ki recovery because it's pretty much non-existent. Like, he's got Dragon Fist and I think like what, the ×20 Kaioken Kamehameha, and both of those take I think at least 5 bars of ki to actually use, but given he stayed in Super Saiyan 3, I mean yes I do know that he dropped out of it earlier on, but given he stayed in Super Saiyan 3 for pretty much the entirety of the fight, he's just not realistically going to recover enough ki to be able to use them. And I did make a mistake in the last fight. I said that these are ranked battles, but no, of course, given like the time limit's 15 minutes, it's play matches, so my bad, it's just play matches with no limitations on. So yeah, I think this guy's biggest problem is that he tries to use Super Saiyan 3 when he just doesn't need it or he wouldn't benefit from it, because I think Super Saiyan 1 or maybe even 2 will be better for him, at least given his playstyle. And right there he went for the time skip, the jump spike rather, and I've used the homing dash and he was like followed him perfectly, so I just thought that was a bit funny. And he's got the Super Soul, I think it's Broly's, it's I'm a monster, no I'm a devil, something like that, which gives you max ki to start off with, which that just kind of proves my point. Like yes, using Super Saiyan 3 at the very start of the fight is a good idea because you'll have max ki, but if your opponent catches onto that, they could just use the homing dash to break your guard and you'll have no stamina and you'll be at an early disadvantage. But I mean, given he does have almost max ki now, it wouldn't make sense for him to use Super Saiyan 3, but it's just going to depend on what he's going to do. If he's going to use any supers or ultimates at the very beginning, like right there he went for the backbreaker, but I was just miles behind him, so there was absolutely no way in hell that was going to hit me. Now yes, granted, I am kicking his ass, so he will recover some ki that way, but I honestly don't think it's worth recovering either ki or stamina or both if it's going to take health away. I just don't think that's worth it because, well, if you've got no health, you're not going to win, so yeah. So I get the perfect block up there. I tried to hit him with the sledgehammer because I've got no stamina now. It missed him, but I do think it connected, but whatever, that's the Xenoverse service for you. He goes for the times 20 Kaioken Kamehameha there, and it's kind of a shame that he doesn't have the times 4 variation because that would have hit me and maybe, you know, put us on roughly the same level field, but shame for him. So I did break his guard and I dropped down to Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2. I think I was in Super Saiyan 1. And really, I did that just to show him, like, look, you're in Super Saiyan 3, I'm in my base form, I just don't need Super Saiyan 3 to beat you, and I'll be better off either in my base form or Super Saiyan 1 or maybe Super Saiyan 2. And to really prove that, in a moment, I think we're going to at least 3 clashes, and that's going to give me max ki, while he only regenerates, like, what, 2.5? Like, we'll see in a moment, but he did go for the backbreaker there, did hit me. Going to the first clash here, I think I go for the swing kick. No, I don't, so we're going to another clash here, and I do believe after this one I actually do go for the swing kick. Yeah, right there. But you can see right now, I now have max ki, so I can hit him with both my ultimates, and maybe in Super Saiyan 3 if I wanted to. That missed him there because I was getting a bit cocky thinking that he may run into me. That's going to close out the second fight and the final fight against that specific player, and really I just wanted to show those 2 fights because I think they were the perfect example of when not to use Super Saiyan 3. So that being said, fun first fight I guess. Let's move into the third fight for this video, and this time my opponent has picked his Frieza base character and he uses maximum charge right there. Don't know why, because I'm going to break his guard. Granted, his stamina will recover faster if I can say it, but again, like, just doing that, why? Like, I've taken, like, what, half of his first bar of health, and I'm still at max ki, well, max health and max stamina, not max ki. In a moment I'll have 2 bars recovered, like right there. I forgot what 2 ultimates he's running, but he's using the Angry Hit, I think it's called. It's one of Fat Boo's attacks, or Margin Boo's. But he's using the Darkness Twin Star, and it's just fortunate for me because I have a beam attack in the form of bending Kamehameha, so that's going to completely make that attack for him completely useless. So I got for Super Saiyan 1 here. I almost had enough ki to go for Super Saiyan 2, but like I was just saying, he has the Angry Hit attack, which I think that's from Margin Boo, Fat Boo, whatever you want to call him, and he kind of spams that in this fight, and I've never ever seen that at all. So I wasn't necessarily mad, I was just, you know, I mean, hats off to you for spamming a really bad attack, you know. But yeah, like, I do have a decent idea of when it's going to vanish, and even though I did break his guard and his stamina did recover, like, I've got more stamina hits at the moment, so I send him flying down there with the sledgehammer and try to hit him with the full power energy wave. It misses and he goes for another angry hit. And I remember now, this guy is the one who's using Dragon Burn as his evasive and Dragon Fist as one of his ultimates. Now, he has Super Electric Strike as his second ultimate, but Dragon Fist, after, well, right there, I have to say, that was extremely cool after me. I dashed into him, he went for Dragon Fist, and I went for the backflip super, which just completely protected me, so you have to admit, that just looked very cool. But yeah, Dragon Burn, then using Dragon Fist, it's a very devastating combo, it really is. You can say it's cheap, but you have to admit, it's still very dangerous, and I don't think it will be for much longer because they're kind of nerfing both of those so that you can now vanish and use your evasive, I believe, after Dragon Burn. Sorry, out of Dragon Fist when the next update goes live, which it's currently planned to go live on the 27th of February, and then on the 28th, that's when the DLC Pack 2 comes out. So your time's limited for anyone who's relying on that. So here he goes for Super Electric Strike. I used the Harmon Dash, from there, one hit, finishing him off. fun fight, but I do wonder what would have happened if I didn't go for the backflip and he actually did hit me with Dragon Fist. Oh well, guess we'll never know, but I believe this is also a ranked battle or ranked fight, whatever you want to call it, and the reason I want to show this is because, okay, he's picked Ultimate Gohan and it's the version with Super Kamehameha, full Power Charge I believe, which is just why, and Potential Unleashed. So Potential Unleashed and Super Kamehameha, that's going to really sting given it takes 3 bars of key to use Super Kamehameha, and with Potential Unleashed again it's just going to increase the damage. But the reason why I want to show this fight is because this is a guy who doesn't really know how to go for the back hit. I think he does a few times, I'm not too sure towards the end of the fight, again not too sure, but when I vanish he's also going to vanish, which that's the worst thing you can do because you're using your stamina in a situation where you really don't need to use it and it's really going to bite you in the ass. So I did go for Super Saiyan 1 there, he goes for Potential Unleashed, but again I want to show this fight because, like I just said, he doesn't know how to go for a back hit, and when I vanish he's also going to vanish. But with that being said, you'd think that that's something that will be easy to counter and to really, you know, just beat someone easily because they do that. But we'll see as we go into the fight that, yes, that may be true, but if you're going to play a bit cocky or get a bit arrogant, I guess, at some points, then that really may bite you in the ass. Like right here, he goes for Super Kamehameha. I tried to perfect block the first hit like I do right here, he goes for it again. I perfect block it and moved out of the way. And you can see, like, even though this is a guy who vanishes when I vanish, like, he still hit me with the Super Kamehameha and I now have less than 1 bar of health. Now granted, I still have more than he does, but still, given how he plays, I shouldn't have this little health. So a little bit less than inhumanity, I guess, I don't know, but yeah. I do believe he goes for another Super Kamehameha in a moment, but it's not really going to do anything because he just uses it when it's just not going to hit me. Like, not right there, but because I do have, like, what, just under 3 bars of stamina, I do decide to break his guard and go for the cross arm dive, and I almost hit him. And I did find a really nice combo where if you go for the cross arm dive and then go for the full power angel wave and sometimes vacation delete, it will hit him, and it's just a very nice combo in general. But right here, I did have a feeling that he's going to go for Super Kamehameha, hence why he flew away, and given he had like enough key to do so. So I did decide to play it a bit safe, and I waited for him to do it. Used the home dash to break his guard, then I hit him with the sledgehammer, and thankfully that's enough to finish that guy off. So let's move into the final fight for this video. And in the final fight, my opponent has picked the pure progress variation of hit, which is always nice to see. I don't necessarily see that many, you know, hit players in general now. Don't know why, maybe because people just bored of him, I don't know. But we did both get a perfect block off near the very start, which, if that happens, you know it's going to be a good fight. So here, I'm just kind of waiting to fill him out. I do believe I go for Super Saiyan after this clash, and I believe later on he goes for pure progress, which you just don't see that used at all, really. So I went for Super Saiyan 2 there, not Super Saiyan 1, but Super Saiyan 2, and he blocked, but that did break his guard, but it's going to actually suck for me because I did vanish a few times, and I just couldn't really get a perfect block off when he went for the back hit because he's, you know, he's a good player, I just wasn't anticipating it properly, got the timing completely wrong, but he does now have a stamina reset, and his stamina has now been fully recharged. I go for the cross arm dive there, and then the backflip to just really protect myself. He went for the throw, but I hit him, which cancelled the tails. I was expecting him to vanish there, but he didn't, so it was a bad call on my end. But there he went for the jump spike, but I was kind of expecting it, so I just flew away, and I was, you know, fine. He goes for the first stage of pure progress there. And I just noticed this, as I went for the homing dash to break his guard, and right now I got Super Saiyan 3, but as I went for the homing dash to break his guard, he actually hit him and broke his guard, so now his stamina is recovering. Probably not the best thing to do, to be honest, but it actually sent me flying back, so I just thought that was kind of cool. But I do go for the vacation delete, and that forced him to go for his evasive. I mean, realistically, he had to. But I did drop out to Super Saiyan 3 there, just before the evasive hit me, and I did think that looked very cool. And much like in the first 2 fights, the reason I decided to drop out was because I don't think using Super Saiyan 3 right now would be the best thing to do. Maybe Super Saiyan 1 or possibly 2, but even 2's kind of stretching it because of the key recovery and stamina recovery, but more specifically and importantly, in my opinion, the key recovery. So I do break my guard there, and I don't know what he's doing here. He goes for the second stage of pure progress, and I don't think he's used any of his key. So he could have got me in the time skip Molotov there and just beat me, but he didn't. Actually, no, he couldn't have. Well, he did go for pure progress, but I think it would have been better for him there to, instead of going for his second stage of pure progress, to instead hit me with the time skip Molotov, because that may have beaten me, I'm not too sure, but yeah. But from that point, I did get my stamina recharge, and because I had a ton of key, almost max, I went for Super Saiyan 3, and before his stamina did recover, I hit him with the sledgehammer, and that was enough to finish that guy off. So thank you guys for watching the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I mean, I thought that was a really fun battle. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching once more, and I'll see you next time.